Hi, this is part 2. My last video on why birth control is evil drew a lot of very interesting comments here in the YouTube. Some of them got the point, others had further questions, and still others either completely disagree and always will with the teaching or didn't want to watch it and just wanted to play troll. Well, I have a policy on dealing with trolls. I block them. So if you're off topic or you randomly bring in Pope Francis or President Trump or your hatred of the Catholic Church, you are most welcome to contribute to someone else's com box. Thank you very much. Also, just FYI, I don't engage with FNCs or fake name cowards. I block FNCs as well. But if the comment is neutral or funny or interesting and it's an anonymous name, I'm very latitudinarian. But there are 3 main points of dispute that arose after my last video was uploaded, and I'm going to address them here one by one in part 2 for you Anglophones. Okay, number 1, the distinction between natural family planning, NFP, and contraception. Why does the Church condone the one and condemn the other? Isn't it word salad, a kind of semantic word game made up by wizened celibates in Rome to control the Catholic masses? That's number 1. Number 2, the idea that natural family planning involves periodic abstinence, and abstinence harms marriage. What's so hard to understand about this? That's number 2. And objection number 3, what about the population explosion? Why does the Catholic Church want to bring in billions of babies onto the world stage when it's already tragically crowded in here? First, number 1, the distinction between natural family planning, or NFP, and contraception. It's a great question. Let's back up one step and note that the Church has never taught that Catholic women are supposed to be baby factories, producing as many babies as biologically possible. The goal is generosity with the great gift of fertility, not becoming a baby machine. In the opening sentence of Humanae Vitae, the Latin is vive transcendere munus gravissimum, which is translated usually as the most serious duty of transmitting human life, unquote. Dr. Janet Smith has done yeoman's work in studying the original documents of Vatican II and the use of Latin in those documents, and she found that munus does not really mean duty. It really means gift or wealth and riches or even honor. In fact, the word munus has no obvious negative connotations. In fact, a munus is something that one is, in a sense, privileged to have. It's a kind of mission. So how does NFP work anyway? And when may it be licitly used by spouses? Well, NFP is a simple system of observing the subtle changes in the woman's body, which reveal a state of fertility or infertility once a month. In and around the time of ovulation, the mucus at the base of the cervix becomes noticeably more viscous or slippery and clear. Yes, we're talking about cervical mucus. This means baby time, a fertile day. Her basal body temperature also goes up a tick during these fertile days. Now, if couples have a just or serious reason to avoid pregnancy, Pope Pius XII taught that this can extend indefinitely or permanently, then you avoid intercourse on days that are fertile, and a bit beforehand to be on the cautious side. The Church does not teach that you need a grave reason. I've seen this in some trad circles, and it's just not true. Humanae Vitae and other Church documents use the words juste rationis and juste causae, or just or serious reasons. Now, while I'm on this, I want to mention a couple of fantastic benefits from using NFP. It calls for shared responsibility by husband and wife equally. It's based on scientific research about the signs of fertility. It treats every menstrual cycle as unique. It teaches the husband and the wife to observe the daily signs of fertility or infertility together. It has no harmful side effects. It maximizes the possibility of achieving pregnancy when intercourse takes place during the fertile phase of the wife's menstrual cycle. It's effective for postponing pregnancy when intercourse takes place during the infertile phase of the wife's menstrual cycle, if you want to delay the next baby. And it respects the unitive and the procreative nature of conjugal love. NFP is also strongly associated with extremely low divorce rates. Dr. Josef Rotzer of Austria tracked over 1,400 couples who used NFP over 20 years, and he found that the divorce rate was 0. This is a sample of some of the reasons why many secular medical organizations have arisen, because people who want green and organic have found something all natural or au naturel, right here in the Catholic Church. It works. A little bit of abstinence helps marriage for the simple reason that self-mastery helps marriage. So how does contraception differ from natural family planning? Radically. Contraception is the sexual act plus something else that's intended to thwart, undermine, stifle, sabotage, bar, block, clog, encumber, fetter, hamper, handicap, hinder, hobble, hold back, impede, inhibit, interfere with, manacle. Yes, I got these from the thesaurus, don't judge me. Obstruct, shackle, tie up, trammel, arrest, check, halt, set back, short circuit, stall, avert, forestall, obviate, preclude, prevent, negate, and neutralize, and nullify the sex act. Why? What's the purpose of contraception? It's precisely to prevent the coming to being of a new human person. That's why every country that has adopted contraception as normal accepted behavior has seen the introduction or the increase of abortion rates. Contraception is the theory, abortion is the practice. In my book, The Contraception Deception, you can click the link for a signed copy, I give 5 analogies to help bring out these distinctions even more clearly. Now, natural family planning also involves periodic abstinence. Third, finally, what about the population explosion? Well, it's an excellent theory, and it started in the year 1789 officially with the publication of an essay on the principle of population by an Anglican clergyman and economist named Thomas Malthus. Malthus's book attracted many admirers, and one of the earliest admirers was a guy called Charles Darwin. Reverend Malthus's argument boiled down to a very simple proposition. The world's food production grows arithmetically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but its population rate grows exponentially, 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and so on. Thus, sooner or later, he argued, the human race will encounter the world's scariest math. Too many mouths plus too little food to cram in them equals inevitable mass death by starvation. The theory has a lot going for it, except that it isn't true. We do have a population crisis, a population implosion crisis. I know you don't believe me. I understand the cognitive dissonance. It took me a long time to figure this out as well. Here are 5 facts to keep in mind about the population implosion. Number 1, the easiest way to disprove that the Earth is nowhere near being overpopulated is just to get into an airplane and take off from any of the world's largest cities. Beijing, New York, Tokyo, New Delhi, London, Paris, Shanghai, Mexico City, Toronto, doesn't matter. After 15 minutes in the air, look down. You will see mostly green vistas, smooth plains, rivers, and rolling hills. Fact number 2, world population growth is slowing down at an alarming rate. United Nations figures show that 79 countries that make up 40% of the world's population now have fertility rates well below replacement level. Fact number 3, Japan recently experienced its first ever drop in overall population owing to its very low 1.3 fertility rate, as 70% of young Japanese women now report having no interest in marrying. In the last decade, 90 theme parks for children in Japan have disappeared, and several thousand elementary schools and pediatric hospitals have closed across the country. Fact number 4, in the year 1900, Russian women bore an average of 7 children over a lifetime. At the collapse of the Soviet Union, this had dropped to 1.7. Vladimir Putin has said that the loss of 750,000 Russians every year is the worst crisis of his country's history. Fact number 5, many of the world's most densely populated areas also happen to have high levels of per capita wealth and economic stability, such as the Netherlands or Japan, Singapore, Taiwan, Hong Kong. South Korea's population density is 3.6 times higher than China's, yet it boasts a per capita output 12 times greater. So, contraception is not at all the same thing as natural family planning. If it were, and you use contraception right now, why not stop and use NFP? You see right away that they're not the same thing. Periodic abstinence is not always easy, but it's a beautiful thing. Marriage is about self-donation and self-sacrifice, and abstinence is an excellent training for the will. Remember your wedding vows? I will, not I feel. There is a population bomb. It's silently imploding all around us. And there is no population bomb except for the ones silently imploding all around us. I hope this part 2 sheds light on an issue notorious for its heat. For more information, research sources, and other fun facts with which to vex the heterodox and cheer the faith-filled, pick up my book, The Contraception Deception, in the link below. If you ask, I will sign it. And subscribe to this channel. Don't miss a thing. Catholic faith, culture, cinema, bit of politics, bit of comedy. Get on the list for the Coffin Nation online community, the largest of its kind in the world, in 18 countries and counting. That's www.coffinnation.com. In the meantime, be a saint. What else is there?